If your offer is less than 50K or 100K, then day 7 of the Sacred Selling Circle experience is perfect for you. I'm going to share 2 things with you today. The first one is why money needs to bow to you and how that supports you to attract premium coaching clients. Premium coaching clients who find you and within 24 hours invest in your $1 million coaching offer, your $500K coaching offer, your $50,000 coaching offer. The second thing I'm going to do today is share 3 tools with you that support you to sell a $1 million coaching offer, a $500,000 coaching offer, $250K coaching offer, a $10K coaching offer, anywhere at any time, no matter what niche you're in, no matter what kind of coaching you do, no matter the industry that you work in, anytime, anywhere. Hello, beautiful, and welcome to High-Ticket Sales for Women in the Prosperous Womb. 90% of the women who find me in the Prosperous Womb, they say this to me, Mimi, I am undercharging, or I'm not charging 100K or $500,000 because the work that I do, you can't see it. It's not like I'm a lawyer or a doctor or an accountant or whatever. I am a transformational life coach, and my work is felt. It's not seen. It's felt. So, how can I charge for something when it's felt? So they don't count the work that they do as valuable. If I had $1 that every time a woman said to me online, or I read somewhere that some woman is saying, my work is felt and not seen, so I have to charge 10K for it, I will be richer than Elon Musk right now. Of course it's felt and not seen. Of course it's happening behind the scenes. Your transformational work, your spiritual work, your energetic work is the undercurrent of every success in your client's life. It's the thing that is underneath her making $1 million at her job. It's the thing that supports her to be the leader that she is. The energetic work you do with her is the reason why she's making $1 million a month, 7 figures every week. The work that you do is underneath her successful marriage. It's underneath her communication with her husband. It's underneath your client's joy and your client's peace. It's the bridge under your client's weight loss. It's the reason why she's great at everything that she does. Her cup is full, running over, overflowing because of the work that she feels when she does with you. That work that you do with her that she feels, that felt work, is why her cup is running over. But you're charging 10K for it. Let me know in the comments below. What is your reason for not charging the value of your offer? The real lifetime value of your offer. What is the reason why you are not charging that? Drop in the comments below. Because the women that come to the Prosperous Womb, one of the biggest reasons why they're not doing it is because some 8-figure coach on the internet told them that the most they can charge is 10K. If one more person comes into the Prosperous Womb and says to me, look, Mimi, I worked with that coach and that associate coach of this big, guru coach, and they said to me, the highest you can do is 10K, so that's all you can do if you want to sell to the masses. Do you really want to do that? This is the first tool. And I invite you to really listen to this. People don't want to pay millions of dollars or $250,000 or $100,000 or $50,000 for something they can get anywhere. They don't want to pay you for something they can get on Google, on YouTube, something that 1 million other coaches can do with them in a VIP day, in 15 hours, or in 3 months, okay? But when you have something that money cannot buy, when you have a gift, a talent, something that God has given you, that people don't have access to, that not every coach can do, people will pay you millions of dollars to feel that. They'll pay you millions of dollars to have the thing that you have that no one else has, the thing that they don't have access to. This is the reason why it's easier to sell spiritual life coaching, energetic coaching, life coaching, and health coaching than it is to sell business coaching. Because on business coaching, most people want to learn how to sell. You can learn how to sell a $1 million coaching offer from the internet. You can Google that. You can go on YouTube. ChatGPT can sell it for you. But no one can do what you're doing as a transformational life coach. So if your offer is felt and not seen, this is the number one reason why no one has access to what you have access to. And they will pay millions of dollars because it's ultra rare. We don't have that. They want it. They can't get it from YouTube. They can't get it from Google. Anyway, so money should bow to you, and money should bow to you, and you're still charging 10K or less. There's so many excuses, and the 3 tools I'm going to share with you now are going to support you to blow up every excuse you've ever had to not sell premium, to not sell $1 million offers, 250K offers, or 300K offers. These 3 tools, the remaining 2 tools are going to support you to make money like clouds make rain. You know, people say to me, why are you so passionate about supporting women to make millions of dollars in their coaching businesses? Here's the reason why. Because money in the hands of a woman like you, money in the hands of coaches, money in the hands of women that have big hearts in business, it's like a healing balm for good in the world. Okay? It's a healing balm for good in the world. That's why I do this. And money is power. Money is power in the hands of a woman who knows how to receive money and multiply it. Money is power in the hands of a woman who knows how to receive money and multiply it for the greater good, for your life, for your family, for your community, for the world, for the work of God's kingdom. It is powerful. And that's why we do this work. So you're not just here. You're not just here for your husband and your children. Okay? You're not here for your husband and your children. You're here to be about your Father's work. You're here to be about your Father's work. This is all part of the second tool. You're here to be a part, you're here for your Father's work, basically. What does that mean? It means that there's that charity that God asked you to start that you haven't started yet. Because you're making, you're selling 10K offers. You don't have the time, the money, or whatever, the energy or the resources yet. There's a school that you wanted to support in Kenya or in Sierra Leone. You haven't done it yet because, you're still selling those 10K offers and it pays your mortgage and it pays the bills, but, oh well, whatever. And you get mad about things on the internet like immigration stuff and, refugees and this and that. Well, if you were selling more than 10K offers, you have the money to take those kids and support them, pay their tuition to go through college so they don't get deported. Like, the money that you make is not about you. It's about your Father's house. So selling 10K offers is selfish because you're limiting what you can do. You're tying God's hands. And God's like, money comes from everywhere, from everyone. I've given you this gift that is $1 million worth of gift. And you're selling it for 10K. And then looking down this tunnel of where money comes from. So I can't do this because when I start making $1 million, then I'll do the thing. Do the thing now. Make the $1 million today. Money needs to obey you, bow down to you, and submit to you for the work that God has called you here to do. Money needs to bow down, obey you, and submit to you for the work that God has called you to do for His kingdom, for your assignment. Money is not here to give you peace. We're going to get to the tools. Money is not here to give you peace, okay? So if you're saying, you know what, I'm going to be happier when I make $1 million or when I charge $1 million, or when I start making millions of dollars. This is why people are chasing high income months. People say, I want to make 100K months, 500K months, 7K months. This is why when people are selling, they sell with the number of months, how much money they've made in a month. I made 7 figures in last month, so they sell. That's their marketing. Here's the thing. Money is not here to give you peace. So if you're waiting to have peace when you have money, that's screwed up. Here's why. If you don't know this yet, I have a secret to share with you. And it's going to burst that peace, that shalom money bubble that women on the internet are chasing right now. A lot of women are chasing 6 and 7 figure months because they think money is finally going to give me that deep centered shalom that I want. And then I'm going to, do the charity. Then I'm going to travel. Then I'm going to buy the house. Then I'm going to do other things. Then I'm going to do all the things that God has put in my heart. But that's not true. It's a big fat lie. And you don't realize how much of a lie that is until you make your first $1 million and realize, oh crap. Money doesn't give me peace. There's no shalom. I made the $1 million. Now what? And then you chase the $2 million. Then you chase the $3 million. That's why people are chasing all kinds of millions of dollars every month on the internet, because they think it's going to give them peace. No. Until you make the first million, you don't realize that money won't give you peace. And then once you make that, you realize, oh crap, it's not money that makes me have peace. It's not money that stops my soul from searching. It's me deciding that I'm whole, that I'm complete, that I'm well able, that I'm talented, that I belong, that I'm worthy. It's me deciding to remember who I am. That's supposed me to charge $250,000. That's what's supposed me to charge and have the peace, come from peace. That's what's supposed me to be who God says that I am. The thing that gives you the peace is the same thing that gives you permission to charge. Because one of the things that I noticed, and this is part of the second tool. I don't even know where the tools are anymore, but this is part of the second tool. One of the things that women say to me in the prosperous womb is, I didn't think that I could charge $25,000. I never knew that I could charge $100,000, and that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. Because the thing that gives you permission to charge $250,000 is not your expertise. It's not how many years you've been coaching. The thing that gives you permission to charge $250,000 is the same thing that gives you permission to charge $10K and $1 million. And there's no difference between $25K and $250K other than the zero. And you choose to put it there or not put it there at all. That's your choice. The thing that gives you permission to charge $250,000 and call in those clients because money is bowing to you is when you wake up to the memory that you are a co-creator with God. Money does not bow to you until you wake up to the memory that you and God are co-creating together, and that no one here on earth has the answer for you. Because women come into the prosperous woman thing, I have the answer for them. I don't have the answer. If I had the answer for you, I would not be a coach. That would not be the work I do in the world. No. No one has the answer for you. God has already put the answer in you. So you see, wherever you are on the internet, wherever you are, stop undercharging, because you're still undercharging because you have forgotten to remember who you are. You have forgotten to remember who you are. You think that business coach over there has made 8 figures in 8 minutes, so she has the answer for me. And she's going to give me the permission and say, oh ye Mimi, now you can go charge. She's going to tell you what to charge and when to charge it. No one is right about you. Everyone is wrong about you because they're not you. You're the only person that knows what God put in your heart, and you're the only one who's right about you, because it's you and God doing this work together, not you and Mary Jane, not you and Mimi, not you and Jessica, not you and your coach. It's you and God doing the work together, co-creating together. And the same God that gave you the desire to do the work, the same God that gave you the gifts, the same God that gave you the desire to open that charity, that opened that school, to pay for water for in a third world country, to put kids through college, that same God called you a masterpiece, and he equipped you for the work he's called you to do in your assignment. So why are you not charging? He gave you those gifts. Those gifts are making people millions of dollars in their business. You're behind the scenes where they feel the work that you do. And God gave you that and called you. And you're still playing small because you think someone's going to come give you permission to raise the price to work with you. Nobody does that. You get to give yourself permission because you come from a place of shalom. You come from a place of already loved, already belonging because God says you are, already worthy because Jesus says so. Like, why do you do it? People say to me, why do you charge $1 million or $250K? Because Jesus says I'm worthy. Simply because Jesus says I'm worthy. Simply because of that. And I have taken the time to tap into my gifts to co-create the things that I want to create in my life, for my business. And that is why it pisses me off, because people think somebody else is going to show me how to do it. You have a prosperous womb. My business is called the prosperous womb, so that every woman can know you have your own womb that God gave you to birth the life that God has called you to live. The abundant Zoe life. Okay. So here's the thing. You're a masterpiece. So sell from peace, sell from shalom. The shalom that you already have in Christ. Sell from that. Not the peace that you hope in some bank account will give to you, because your bank account will never give you shalom. It will buy lots of pretty things. It will give you lots of things. But if bank accounts give shalom, Elon Musk will be the happiest, most chill, most peaceful human being in the world. It doesn't give shalom. It just gives you money. That's all it does. So now let's talk about the excuses, because with these excuses, you're going to know exactly how you're going to go about raising your prices today and start selling, okay? So the first excuse is, I need to be an expert before I can charge $250,000. What makes me an expert at sales? I have an MBA, a CPA, and a JD, and I have lots of undergrad degrees and other certifications. But what really makes me an expert at sales? I made a decision one day to switch from selling a $7,000 coaching offer to a $15,000 coaching offer, and then a $25K offer and a $100,000 coaching offer. Because I could, just like you can. Because I decided, you know what? I'm a child of the Most High God. I'm fully equipped. He called me a masterpiece. He put these gifts in me. I'm going to use them. Anyway, back to this. Stop pretending that you need to be an expert. I'm going to give you the reason why. Just because you've decided now to tap into your gifts and turn them on and midwife them into a premium coaching offer does not mean you're not an expert. Here's the number one reason why 99% of women are not selling $250,000 coaching offers. They are confusing the gifts that God has given them with their skills and their expertise. Let that sink in, because this is a powerful tool that supports so many women to sell $1 million coaching offers. You're confusing the gifts that God has given you with your skills, your expertise, and your life experiences. That's a huge problem. Imagine for a minute, you walk into a room and the light in this room has been off for 25 years. 25 years, this room has had no light. And when you flip the switch on and the light comes on, did it take 25 more years for that light to come on, or did it come on instantly? Your gifts that God has given you, that divine gift is like a light switch. It comes instantly when you turn it on. But people think, well, I have to wait until, this other person has been doing it for 25 years. She has a law degree. She has this, she has that. So that's why she can do it and I can't. No, all you need to do is flip the switch on in your life. Midwife the gifts. Midwife the talents. Midwife that imagination that God has given you. The same imagination that God used to create the world. Let there be light. Let the light be turned on in your life. Turn the light on in your life, in your imagination, in your gifts. Midwife those gifts and birth the premium coaching offer. Talking about birthing the premium coaching offer, let me segue for a bit. This is the last week. We've done 7 days of the 8-figure pause. And day 8 starts tomorrow. So we're going to segue into the Alabaster Studio to birth our premium coaching offer. The link is below of the playlist if you haven't been following. The link is below so you can watch the videos, get your 8-figure pause in your energetic work, your spiritual work, your faith work, and get ready after today to dive into 10xing the investment to work with you. Not because you're just adding zeros to it, but because when you come into the Alabaster Studio with me tomorrow, you're going to understand and see how a premium coaching offer is chiseled, how it's born, how it's birthed, how you midwife those gifts that God has given you. Okay, so back to today, day 7, okay? When you turn the light on, it didn't take 25 years. It came on. When you turn the lights that God has given you on, instant. The gifts and things that you don't use, the skills and talent and other things that you don't use, that comes with time. It's like on a bike. You get that again. But that does not stop you from selling, or that does not stop you from saying, I'm not, the investment to work with me is $250,000. No, it doesn't stop that at all. Just turn the lights on. The second thing, and this one is going to support you to sell your $1 million offer on the internet. Not to people on the internet, but you're going to sell online, because there's no such thing as people on the internet. People are real human beings with real hearts, and we sell to human beings, human to human relationships. But anyway, one of the other excuses that I hear a lot from women clients, from my clients, is people are going to think I'm greedy, or, oh my gosh, what are people going to say about me? They're going to judge me if I charge $100,000. Because people say to me, Mimi, do people judge you? And I'm like, I wish somebody would. Let them. I wish somebody would. Let them. Just let people be great. Let people be great. Let them be great to be the jerks that they are, okay? If you're concerned that people are going to talk about you or ask you what qualifies you to sell $1 million coaching offer or whatever, let me tell you this. You're not selling that $1 million coaching offer. You're not selling the 50K offer. You're not doing the thing that God has put in your heart to do. Does not make your critics any less of a jerk or an asshole. It doesn't. It doesn't make that person that's criticizing you any less of a critic or an asshole because you've stopped yourself from doing the thing that God has called you to do because you don't want them to talk about you. They're going to talk about you whether you do the thing or you don't do it. So why are you stopping yourself from selling? And this is really important because a lot of people are really paralyzed by the fear of other people's judgment. When you're selling a $100,000 coaching offer and you know who you are, you partner with Christ and the Holy Spirit and God. You don't give a damn what anybody thinks, says, or believes about you because you're working with God. So you don't edit yourself. You don't revise yourself. You don't whitewash the thing that God is saying through you. You sell with love letters. You don't sell by chasing people on the internet. You don't sell by screaming into the marketplace. You quietly do the work God is calling you to do and quietly make your millions. I'm not even on social media. You don't even have to be on social media if you don't want to, because people say to me, well, on social media, you have to do this, and then I get tired, I get burned out. Social media is a gift. It's a tool. If it burns you out, ask yourself, I invite you to ask yourself what you're doing on there that has you burned out. It's a tool for your business, for life, for everything. I choose not to be on it because that's not where I'm called to be. But if you feel like you're called to be on there, then be on there. But be the woman who chooses to be on there and does the thing that God has put in her heart to do, okay? What I've seen is that transformational life coaches, spiritual life coaches, Christian life coaches, coaches, all of us. I'm a spiritual life coach. I'm a business coach, whatever you choose to call yourself. We support real humans to be healthy, to be happy, to be rich, to lose weight, to be peaceful, to be whole and complete, to love themselves, all kinds of great work. But yet, this is what we're doing. We're dumbing ourselves down, especially on the internet. We're dumbing ourselves down so that the people on the internet who are on autopilot, they can accidentally find us and blindly follow us. And then we're going to spend the next 6 months nurturing them, trying to convince them of why they need to work with us, trying to convince them, and then we're going to keep lowering our offers. And then when they come into a sales conversation with us, we're going to overcome 36 objections. And then 2 months into the work, we're going to say, oh my God, why did I take her money? This is like the worst, most stressful time of my life. When you can just charge the value of the work, have the confidence, the boldness, the permission to charge the value of your work and work with clients who are committed to the long-term evolution of their work with you, who are committed to investing in themselves at the highest level, who don't put you on a pedestal, who don't think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. God is, not you. Who don't think you're here to drag them to their greatness, who partner with you and co-create with you, and they don't need you because they can do the thing on their own. And that way you don't have to pump up yourself as the authority and the expert and you know everything and you can do everything. I don't know anything. I'm a coach. I don't tell anybody what to do. I invite people to consider things and I ask them questions and support them to see the thing in front of them. But I don't tell my clients what to do, which is why I have a YouTube video, because here I can come and tell people stuff. But in my coaching business, I don't. I'm a coach. I'm not a mentor, an expert, or a strategist. I'm a coach, a spiritual life coach who does business work. So allow yourself to receive the money so you can multiply it, invest it, save it, give it, gift it, use it, whatever it is you want to do, and be a bigger blessing in the world for God's kingdom. Most importantly, don't forget to remember who you are. So let's recap so that we can find out where the tools are. I forgot what I said the first time. Watch the video again and figure out where the tools are, okay? Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Raise the investment to work with you so that money can bow to you. You cannot get a $25,000 coaching client if you don't have a $25,000 offer. Money cannot call in for you a $250,000 coaching client if your offer is not $250,000. Come on. So come with me into the Alabaster Studio tomorrow on day 8 as we carve out a $250,000 coaching offer, or maybe for some people it's $1 million offer, or maybe for some it's $25,000, whatever premium means to you. We're going to wrap up the 8-figure pause and step right into the Alabaster Studio. If you want to learn more about the sacred selling experience, go to mimishalom.com. Go to mimishalom.com. Okay?